Hey folks, it's our first update of 2019 and the clock is ticking until we take the keys to Finzel's. So I think that the majority of this update is going to be about that project, the timings on it, where we're at currently with it. But first of all, we were doing a bunch of interviews through December, both for a new brewer and a finance controller. And we managed to find really great people for both those positions. So we've got a new brewer starting at the start of February and a finance controller, a qualified accountant, starting in the company at the end of March, I think at the end of March, start of April. And that really is the beginning of us starting to expand our team in preparation for the expansion of the business roundabout when Finzel's kicks in. I really don't want to get to a point where we open Finzel's and have a huge increase in production of beer production and turnover, gross profit, net profit, all these things, increase of assets in the business, expenditure, and find ourselves caught out having done all those things without having the people and the infrastructure round about us to manage it. So I'm hoping that we can bring people in, expand the team, and be in a position that when we go through that process, we've actually got the people and the skill sets in the company to manage it effectively and not find ourselves trying to play catch up afterwards. Excuse me. So we'll have one brewer start in February, and then in March time thereabouts, I think we'll put another advert out for another brewer. At which point we'll try and bring someone in sort of mid-April thereabouts. So we'll increase our brew team from 4 as it is just now up to 6. At which point we should have those 6 people brewing in the St Philip's site for the newest person in for at least 4 weeks before we go across and start brewing in Finzel's. So by the time that we open Finzel's, we'll have had all 6 people brewing our existing beers on the St Philip's site and have their head round what we do, how we do it. So when we go down to Finzel's, hopefully we can, as effectively as we possibly can, recreate what we do in St Philip's and Finzel's. So right now we are 4 weeks and 3 days out from taking the keys to Finzel's. The project in there has been ongoing since August or September, I think, last year. But obviously that's been the developers, builders in there executing the developers fit out in preparation for us taking the keys. That was them doing all of the things that we agreed they would do to the building before we purchased it. And that included a whole bunch of things like the shop front, which is going up in the next couple of weeks, new finishes to the floors inside, new insulation panels on the roof, a new lift shaft and a new lift, work the stairs at the back, finishing off the door that goes out the back into the service area, creating a whole new door going straight into the brewery from the service areas. There's now 2 doors going in there. And a whole bunch of other things, so that it's an 8,500 square foot building that is 450 years old, I think. So there was a whole bunch of things that they had to do to make it watertight and serviceable, workable, in preparation for handing across to us. So they're well through that project. And that project's due to finish, as I said, on the 15th of February, at which point we take the keys and we should have builders in there on the 18th of February, so the Monday after the Friday that we take possession of the building. So there's a whole bunch of work that we are doing just now trying to prepare for that date. So obviously we can't take the keys and then make some phone calls to some contractors. At the moment we're working with a whole bunch of different contractors trying to ensure that people are lined up. So when we do take the keys on the 15th, that we actually have people prepared, we have a build schedule and all the things in place to ensure that the project kicks off on the 18th and continues going until we get the doors open. So what we're going to try and do for you guys, I think there's a obviously we've been looking at that building for almost 2 years now, I think, and there's been such a drastic change in this old beaten up, broken down building, even to get it to where it is today. I think one of the really beautiful things about the project is going to be seeing on opening night it being a finished premises, hopefully, brewery in there, a beautiful bar, restaurant, the whole thing. Be seeing the progress of this shell building going from what it was when we first looked at it, through this whole project, this whole vision, turning it from a dream into a reality. And I think it's really difficult to fully appreciate that if you've not seen it as the project goes on. And I know a lot of you folks have been walking across that bridge, looking through the front door. Some of you have probably been inside the building at various different times, if we've shown you around it. But I'm really keen as best we can to try and get people in there. And I know that I said last summer we were going to try and get people in there. And it became impossible because the build kicked off. It's not our builders, it's not our insurance. It wasn't. We weren't able to persuade them to allow us to take people onto their building sites. It became impossible last summer to take people in. But the moment we take the keys, obviously that situation changes, and it is our builders, it is our insurance, it's our build site, and we have the ability to manage taking people in round about it. So we're going to try and organise a bunch of viewings for you folks on the weekend of the 23rd and the 24th of February, and weekend of the 2nd and the 3rd of March. I am going to wait for a week or two to put out the invites to that, just to get another. There's the next section of the build for the developers over the next 2 weeks is all the construction of the shop front, which is the biggest project in the whole fit out for them. And it's the one thing that could cause any delays. They are confident there won't be, but I'm going to wait until the majority of that project is done before I start sending invites. I don't want to send invites out to you folks, get everyone to put it in their calendars, and then have to call you and say that we've not completed the parts of the building when we thought we were going to. So bear with us. Fingers crossed, 23rd, 24th February, 2nd, 3rd of March, and we'll send out invites for you folks to jump into probably 2-hour slots. I think we'll do maybe 100 people at a time, and we'll bring people into the courtyard at the front of the building, set a little bar up, pour some beer. We will try and hand out the remainder of the perks, the Yo prints, and the merch bags, I think it is, are remaining to be sent out to everyone. So we'll try and hand out the remainder of the perks to the people that are there, and the people that can't attend the viewings at Finzel's, we'll just send out the remainder perks to them after that date. So we'll try and bring you folks in at the very, very early part of our renovation of the building. Excuse me, and give you a bit of a tour of the building, let you see it, and give you an update as to what's going where and what the plans are. So then when you come back, hopefully in June, and the place is finished, you'll have a full appreciation of what it has went from, and what it has came to, and what we spent money on, what we've done to the place, and what's taken us sort of 16 weeks to turn from one thing into the next. So the plan is currently that we'll open at some point in the middle of June. If we do really well, could be early June. If things don't go quite to plan, could be late June. But I'm confident, looking at the build schedule I put together, that there's no reason it should go beyond that point. The contractors that we're in final talks with just now are all primed to go on site on the 18th. I had another meeting with them yesterday, and they're confident that they can work to the build schedule that I've put together. The brewery is all on track. We're working with a company called SSV, who I think I've mentioned in either in blog posts or in one of these things before. So they were one of the larger investors that backed us during our crowdfund. They put in some money back at the start, after we'd been talking to them about being involved in the whole project and buying the brew kit off them, and they very kindly offered to support us in the crowdfund. So we're buying the kit off SSV. We're actually there's a brewery called By the River, who are based in Newcastle, who are a sister company of Wylam Brewing Company, who are good friends of ours, who have got a very similar kit from SSV. So Rich and I are flying up to Newcastle tomorrow night, and we're going to go up see the kit. See By the River as well. By the River, I think, is from, I've not been yet, Jack has, but is by all accounts a really awesome brew pub type premises. It's a container village, but there's a brewery in there. There's a bar. There's a bunch of food trucks and various different things inside. I think it'd be a really interesting place to see, just to see how they're doing things and what it is and what it's all about. But equally very interesting to see the brew kit and how it's working, because it is essentially the kit that we're going to buy. So it'll give us the opportunity to get our heads around what it is, how it works. Obviously the kit that we are buying is not constructed yet, so we've got the ability at this stage to ask SSV to make any amendments, adjustments, rerouting, rechanneling of pipe work that we want, and make it as bespoke to what we need as we possibly can. So we fly up on Thursday. If you keep your eye on our social media, I've no doubt I'll be posting some photographs on Instagram, Twitter and various different things, and you can see the photographs of what they've got up there. The brew kit progress has come along. We have went from having, I think we had 8 tanks in the first place. That's not dissimilar to what we're doing now, but we're putting in 6 times 25 hec tanks, and 1 time is 50 hec tank. It's the same fermentation capacity, but 1 double-sized tank. Double-sized tank will be for lager, so allow us to leave beer in tank for a bit longer, but still get the same volume out. I think that's I think I'm at 11 minutes now, so I'll wrap it up there. I think that's about the extent of the progress to date. I'm going to try and probably send out these a bit more frequently and a bit shorter, and once we're on site in Finzel's, because I can do a very quick update, little photograph of the progress that's going on. And if I can find the time, I'll try and make sure that you folks have got like a weekly, bi-weekly update as to the work that's going on. I think it'd be dead nice for you folks to see the actual build work progressing and happening. I'll leave it at that. I hope everyone's well, and I look forward to seeing you either at the days that we put on at Finzel's or later on, possibly at the opening nights. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.